Okay, so thank you. Thanks for joining, Gen. Have I said that correct? Gen?
Yes,
Gen.
that's how I. Yeah.
Hello. Okay, I got the pronunciation. It's like a cha, Gen. Um, so I'm from a place we have Afrikaans here. They have these also. It's a cha. So very similar. But thanks for joining tonight. So no, let's just have it's just the two of us. So let's just have a little chat about uh, what um, what I'm doing and maybe how it could work for you. So I did for many years similar kinds of things. We'd go into nature and we'd sit and we'd do a 2, 3, 4 hour session in the garden in a kind of botanical garden and I loved it. I mean, it's fantastic to do it in nature and get together with friends and stuff. But I found that maybe what was missing was a more kind of systematic approach. So it was, we choose a lesson or some of the text and read it, and it was lovely. But it sort of felt like people would go away and then not do very much with the course until the next time. And then, you'd have another session. So what was it, 4 years ago in 2018, I just felt like the call to actually teach this in a very kind of systematic way. I hadn't really been teaching. I'd moved over to the UK, got married, had a son, and really changed careers. I was in the financial world and I was doing other stuff, and I just felt like I was missing something. And because for years I had taught A Course in Miracles. I'd done these weekly sessions, and then I was doing retreats and workshops and seminars and that kind of thing. As a business, people would pay something. It wasn't very much, but it was really, I love doing it. And I hadn't really been doing it in the UK, so I felt like I wanted to develop this program. And it seemed to be, and this was pre-COVID, but it was making sense that it would all be online at that point. Zoom was still fairly small, but it was around, and I was like, okay, this makes complete sense to go in this direction. And then there's none of the logistics of traveling, and also you're not limited to a specific location. So anyone can then join. So in our session today, we had someone in the US, we had 2 people from the UK, 3 people from the UK, we had someone in Germany, and then a couple, myself and a couple of others in South Africa. So, multinational little grouping. It's obviously just not feasible in the physical because of the distances involved. So amazing, really, and everyone just joins from their home, and so quite an amazing technology. And so I was interested in seeing what's possible with this technology. What could you do to create a transformational program? And so kind of iterated it over 3 years, but what seemed to work really well was the live sessions. So we do 2 live sessions a day. I'm just kind of like, if we do check in the afternoon, that's kind of a little we do a meditation and have a little discussion on the workbook lesson, and that sort of breaks people's day and gets them back into the zone of the Course in Miracles, which, as you'll know, is what Jesus is trying to get us to do. He's asking us to
Every day, twice a day.
Yeah. So there's an afternoon session where we do the workbook lesson and focus on that, and then the evening session we focus on the text. So that in both in a day you can get a section of the text done, and you can get the workbook lesson done, but quite comprehensively. So how we do it is we meditate on the lesson, either at the beginning or the end of the session. So I guide people through maybe a 20-minute meditation to actually contemplate and practice the lesson. So there's often as you know, a little mind training exercise that Yeshua gives. So to actually apply that, and I guide them through it. And then actually discuss the lesson line by line, so, or paragraph by paragraph. So we take turns to read, and then I'll say to them, well, what do you understand by that? Do you have any questions? Does anything stand out? And then we might discuss it for 5 or 10 minutes, depending on what's in the paragraph. So it's really unpacking it, so that there's a deeper understanding of what's being said, and meditating on it. So that's an experiential understanding and actually practicing the lesson. So that's the afternoon session, and then in the evening we look at the text. So do a meditation sometimes on the actual text lesson. I kind of read it, but what I found, most people find that too long. So I tend to shorten it a bit. So it can take half hour to 40 minutes. Tend to shorten it a bit and do the workbook lesson, and then maybe just incorporate a little bit of the text, so a few selected passages, just depending on what the actual section is. So there's always a meditation in every session, which I guide people through, and then the discussions are where we unpack it. So it's about really looking quite deeply into what Yeshua is saying, and breaking it down paragraph by paragraph. So everyone has a turn to read a paragraph, and then we look at it, and I'll ask the person who's read, does anything strike you there? Can you summarize that paragraph? So it's learning. It's like, can you summarize it? You've got to now think about the message and kind of put it in your own words. And then obviously if there's any misunderstanding, if someone's not sure, then we discuss that and answer questions. So it's a discussion, and it's an iterative learning process. And as I said, I mean, it's been sort of evolving for the last few years, say 3.5, nearly 4 years. So this is a formula that's developed, and it seems to be the most comprehensive way of doing it. Otherwise, you're missing bits. If you don't do 2 sessions or one longer session, as we did today, then you end up missing out the text. For instance, like in the first iterations of the course, I found we didn't really get to the text, and I thought that was a shame, because the text is profound, and it's got some deep teachings, and it's got, it's the foundation of the whole thing. So if you're going to do the course properly, you really need to do the text and the workbook. So that's why, the two sessions a day, and then sort of as well, I send out an email every day, so that gives people an idea of what's on the program for the day, when the live sessions are happening. They're at the same times, but just to remind them, I give them the lesson for the day. So the workbook lesson is embedded into the email. I'll show you, actually. Let me just share my screen. I'll show you an example of an email that I send. So let me know when you can see the screen. So this is an example of an email that it goes out as part of the course. So you can see the ALG course, Art of Letting Go course, day 31, and then your recorded discussion session. So it's all in here. So it's quite a content. I do a quote. So what I found before I started this course, I was sending out daily quotes, and I wanted to kind of keep that, because those quotes are powerful. So what I do is I pick a quote by someone, in this case it's Mark Twain, and then relate it to the course lesson for the day. So the quote and the lesson kind of
to the course. Nice.
Yeah. So for instance, in this instance, it's anger as an acid can do more harm to the vessel in which it is poured than to anything on which it is poured. And then I pick an image, so you can kind of see what's going on with this chap. He's clearly quite an angry boy. Hence, all the tattoos and the rings and etc. So I try and make the whatever the images that I choose kind of meaningful. It's not just plonking any old image in there. It's related to the message.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll give a little kind of blog post. So I'll have my own kind of teaching, I guess, on this, my own reflections on it. So say, all attack is self-attack. It damages the person being angry. And none of this is new to you, but it's just it's putting in my own words. So there's There's a bit of usually a bit of a teaching going on here, in a little bit. It's a blog post, really, I guess. Not that long, but a few paragraphs. And so as you can see, some links. So people have links to some deeper material, the hero's journey. So we just covered that today. So I bring in things from other parts and other teachings. So there's a whole article on the hero's journey and what this hero's journey is about, so that people can put this in context. So I bring in, many other teachings, although the course is the foundation of it. And then there's always a recorded discussion. So this is from a previous version of the course, where we do these live sessions. There's a number of people joining. And so if you can't make the live sessions, you can just listen to a recording.
You can watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video, or you can download the podcast. So it's all downloadable if you click that.
How are you doing?
And there's a recording of the session. So
how many people you have on the group?
So what, in this particular, the recordings, or currently?
No, like you say, you do it every day.
Yes.
So how many people you have in a group that joining you?
So it does vary, because people make different times and so on. Today we had how many people were there? Sue and John, Iona. There were about 8, I think. Sue and John, Iona, Lauren, Katie, Marlene, and who else? Yeah, so it was about 6 or 7, including me, and that can vary. It just depends. We've got a few people who really committed, and they retired, which helps. So they've got the time, so they join every day, and other people not necessarily so regularly. But there's usually a few, 2 or 3, maybe 4 people, and maybe more.
Hard for you? It's not too hard for you to commit twice a day to do it every day?
Well, I don't have a full-time job. This is one of my things that I do, one of my businesses. I have others, so I'm pretty flexible, and I'm committed. It's like for me, this process, to do it properly, you really need to do 2 sessions a day, otherwise you're missing out bits. So as I'm going, obviously all the material's recorded. It's all valuable, because these recordings can be listened to, used again over and over. So ultimately, yes, there's live sessions, but I want to make this into a 1-year course where you could log in somewhere and you can get this. You can get the email, you can get all the recordings. I also have recorded little what I call breath breaks and meditations on each lesson. So here's a meditation, for instance. This is an 8-phase letting go meditation that I recorded, which is available. So you can listen to the recordings, or you can join the live sessions. And then sometimes I give bonuses. So there's a lot of material. You can really get stuck into lots of discussions and recordings that you can download. So for instance, if you drive, I don't know if you're driving anywhere, it's part of your work, or you're just working from home. But if you're driving, you can download the podcast, and you can have it on your phone and just listen while you're driving. And so it's not wasted time. So you may not watch the video, but you can listen to the session. So try to make the stuff as accessible as possible. This material is available, and it's in a form that's accessible and usable. And so then there's the lesson for the day, which is included in the email. So in this case, lesson 23, I can escape from what I see by giving up attack thoughts, which, as you can see, is related to the quote I chose. So they kind of link in quite nicely. The one supports the other, and trying to give people a deeper, because inspirational quotes are lovely, but too often people go, oh, that's nice. and then they read the quote and that's it. They carry on with their day and they don't give it too much thought. But the idea is to contemplate the message and try and get it on a
Yeah.
deep
Nice.
yeah, and then embedded in here is the actual core, the lesson itself. So people don't have to click. It's all here. As you can see, it's quite a long email because it's a content email. There's all of your material for the day is in here. So you might reference this a few times in the day, and then I give you a schedule. An ideal. It's obviously recommended. And it's ideal. So not everyone is going to. In fact, probably no one does it perfectly. But it gives you some idea of, okay, if I want to structure my day and integrate some spiritual practice into it, this is how I could do it. So I'd recommend doing a daily meditation. I've recorded something called the Guided Letting Go Theta meditation, which takes you into a deep theta state. It's got binaural beats. I don't know if you're familiar with binaural beats, but it's a technology that basically entrains your brain waves into a lower, slower state. So helps you to go into a deeper meditation. And then my voice, and there's some music, and I guide you through a process called the 10-step letting go process, which I've developed based on the teachings of A Course in Miracles. So I wanted to make it into a step-by-step process that if you wanted to actually do it, you could say, right, I want to let go, I want to forgive now. And it's something that is difficult for me. It's designed for something that's not easy. It's a difficult situation, difficult emotions coming up. And then how do you work through that? How do you actually let it go? So I just put it into a 10-step process which guides people through that. And if they do it daily, idea is it's the Art of Letting Go course. Doing it daily gives them every day an hour's experience of really letting go in this deep meditative state. So I found that people can tend to let go more deeply if they're in a meditation, rather than just in a normal state of consciousness and their mind's quite busy and occupied with other things, and then you want to do a deep letting go. It doesn't really work. I encourage people to do this. And then there's shorter versions, because the first course people said, well, I don't have an hour. So I just shortened this and edited some of it out. So you've got a 40-minute version and a half-hour version, which you can do instead. So rather than saying, well, I can't do an hour, do half an hour.
Nice.
Do you have a meditation? Do you do meditation regularly?
Yes, this is what I love the most, to give meditations, and I do it. I teach also in a club, and I have on Mondays evening I do meditation for people in the Zoom.
Okay.
And when I teach the course, there's at least 2 or 3 meditations during the 3 hours. This is the best. This is what I feel my gift.
Yes.
This is my gift to meditation.
To guide people through meditations. Okay.
Yes, it's amazing.
Very nice. Yeah, I do a lot of it as well. It is amazing. Do you find when you doing it, you go into a meditation yourself? Because that's what I find. It's like a speaking meditation. I'm speaking, but I'm in a
yes, I see. When I close my eyes and meditate, I see like a movie in front of me, and I just speak the movie. I never know what's gonna happen. I close my eyes, I start to breathe, and I just see like a movie in front of me, and I talk it. I just tell people what I see, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Is it like a guide? So it's a guided sort of visualization type.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you must, if you decide to join our little group, you must guide us through a meditation. It'd be quite nice to not have to guide the meditations all the time. So that's an invitation to join us. So just to come back here to this. So really, what I've tried to do is take what Jesus has said we should do with the course lesson. So practice it for 15 minutes. So what I've done then is recorded like a 15-minute breath break, in which I read the lesson and then guide you through the exercise. So, for instance, if we click on that, you see it comes up. So that 15 minutes is guiding you through this particular lesson. So someone can just listen to the recording and they will be guided through me reading the lesson to them and then guided through the exercise that Jesus recommends. So, he's saying 5 practice periods. So he's got the long form, which he's saying do for 15 minutes. And then he's got a shorter form. So what I've done is I've recorded breath breaks, what I call them little breath breaks. So there's a longer, maybe 15-minute recording, which is like this one, which guides you through it. And so that's your main practice of it. But there's also a shorter recording. So to get those 5 sessions in that he recommends in the day, idea is you listen to this.
Hi, everyone.
So there's you see it, 4.5 minutes or so, 5 minutes, depending, just depends on what the particular lesson is, so that people can just listen to that. Very easy. They just put it on. They could be at work and they could say, okay, let me just take 5 minutes and listen to this, and it puts them into an altered state and it gives them an experience of that lesson, practicing that lesson, and they don't have to read. It's just guided. So that's, I found,
in Israel there's the whole book is recorded and you can go and listen to whatever lesson you want and everything, the whole book. So like when I drive for like an hour, I listen to the text, and sometimes I listen to the lessons. Most of the time when I wake up, the second I wake up, I take the book and I start to read it and practice. This is how I start my day every day. And if I have long drive, I just put the text on and I listen. And
yeah, and that's the way to do it. So this is just it's not just reading it. It's it's guiding people into a little kind of mini meditation. So I'll guide them through in 4 minutes, just with some breathing, just connecting with the key idea, and then using that idea to let go of whatever they need to let go of. To just try and make it, as easy as possible to actually practice and apply these lessons.
Very nice idea. And you're very serious with it. I see, to write this all these mails and everything. Amazing.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but I like to do things properly. I didn't want to do a half-baked job. So it's a very comprehensive deep dive into this teaching and into practicing it, to saying, well, how are you going to learn this is if you practice it regularly. So I'm just facilitating a program for people where, okay, you're getting all these tools and the support. You still got to do it, but it's easier to do it if you get the tools, and you're having like live sessions daily, much easier than if you're on your own. So I give them all the tools, and obviously people have joined it and have got a lot of benefit, because it does help them to get into the course. So the 6 weeks is really introduction. It's designed for someone. It doesn't matter if you have been doing the course, you absolutely get value out of it. But I designed it so if someone has never heard of the Course in Miracles before, and they're coming into this from scratch, and they're like, okay, I don't really know what this is about. I have some idea. You've maybe told me in your masterclass, but other than that, this is an introduction into this profound teaching, and we'll get them into it in a kind of guided way that hopefully it will stick with them. Because I think too often people go, whoa, this is, they open and they start reading and they're going, this is too, it's a bit too much for me, the language, and I can't really see myself doing this on my own, and so they end up not doing it. So it's kind of to get people into it, and then I decided to continue. The first time I ran it was just 6 weeks, but then obviously there's an entire year of work, worth of work, of material to cover. So it didn't seem right to do 6 weeks and then just go, okay, well, that's it then. I'm just running a little intro course, and if you want to continue, then I can't really help you. So then I worked on like a whole program. So essentially there's an email like this for every day of the year that you get, which guides you through it, daily. Each day there's a lesson. Each day there's live sessions. Each day, like there's a program. So you get the email and you open it and you can then use that to dive in, and the meditations and etc. is all embedded in it. So it's really holding people's hands through this process of actually really working with the Course in Miracles quite seriously and deeply over the course of a year. And that's what the program guides people through, with all of these tools and so on. And then the discussions, I'll say, okay, well, if you're not joining a live session, then you can, and I recommend that, but some people can't. Okay, well, you've got recordings there, so listen to recordings, and then the live sessions I record and I stick them on WhatsApp straight away. So I will send this session to you afterwards, just as a WhatsApp voice recording. So people have the material pretty much straight away after the session, and they also have these recordings from previous versions of the course that they can go into and discuss. So there's a lot of material, and you don't have to do it all. Most people probably won't, but it's available and it's there if you want it, and in different formats. So you can do the podcast, which means, for instance, if you're driving, you just listen to it while you're driving. Very easy way. There's no visuals. And so, as you can see, there's the whole schedule. There's a little end of day reflection process that I recommend people doing. Again, there's little recordings that I give people to help them do that process. So it's all facilitated and guided, and all they've got to do is listen to the recording, put it on and listen to the recording, follow the instructions, and they'll go into be guided through this process of, in this instance, talking about the
I would suggest for you to put maybe once a week a breathing session, because it was very, very powerful. And I think this can make people connect, because when I listen to what you say and look at it, I'm thinking to myself, for me it's too heavy. I will never open every day a long mail like this. People don't have patience. They want everything instantly. And
well, for people like you, I use WhatsApp. So
I know. For me, it's too long. I would never read it.
I send all of this on WhatsApp as well. So not the detailed schedule. This is reference. Like if you want to go and see what the program is. Oh, okay, yes, there's a live session. It's available. But
I think younger people don't have patience to read. I'm not young, but still, I'm saying younger people don't have patience to read. Older people maybe, but not. It's too much, and if it's short, people will do it every day, and then once a week to do a breathing class. It can change lives.
Yeah, so the holotropic breathing we do once during the session, but in all of these sessions, there's breathing incorporated. So breathing is pretty much the foundation of all the meditation. So every time I join a live session, we're doing
so you breathing. Do it. Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the meditations. And in the first week of the course, I guide people through some different breathing techniques. That's part of the
that's amazing.
The course, so that they're getting a little kind of breath work course as part of the 6 weeks. And dive into different kinds of breathing techniques.
That's
as good. as well as the holotropic, which we do. And I think ideally, I want to do the holotropic at least once a month, so that people can get that experience.
This way people will get to know you also. You do it in English, and you can put it on Facebook all over the world, and they get to know you this way, because it was very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah, well, it's something. Actually, I'm glad we did it, and I put together a little web page and stuff for it because it's been something I've been meaning to do, and I've incorporated it into the course. But I haven't really done independent sessions very much on holotropic. So maybe once a month we'll do something, and I'll ask Efrat to invite people and give people an experience. Like, wow, that was amazing. You had a really powerful experience. I want to know more. Well, here you are. You've shown up tonight. So so if you'd like to join us, we just started a 6-week program, which is going to go until the 6th of March. So it's 43 days. We just started today, so you can jump in. There's a couple of ways of doing it. I offer a 3-week free trial because it's really of the whole program that's a year. So you can do 3 weeks and you can jump in and see if this works for you. See if you can make it work in terms of your routine and what else you're doing. That you can join these live sessions and you're enjoying the emails, and maybe not so much the emails in your case, but the WhatsApp messages, and we have a WhatsApp group and so on. And if you like it and you like the formula and you feel it adds value, then stay after the 3 weeks. So for the whole course, I'm only charging £97, which is about let me just go there. I was working it out now. 400, just over 400 shekels. For what I call the mastery course, which is for the 6 weeks, and that gives you access to 2 live sessions a day and so on. But as I said, just you can give it a go if this resonates with you, and try it for 3 weeks and see if it works for you, and it can fit into your schedule, and you like the group, and then the end of 3 weeks, decide whether you want to finish the course, and then at the end of 6 weeks, do you want to continue with the program? So the idea is ultimately it's an online program where you can really study this in some detail.
Okay, so let me think about it, and I will let you know. Okay, I will think about it because I'm not sure that I would fit it into my busy schedule as it is.
Sure. So you got a full-time job, have you?
Full and a half.
Yes.
And I teach the course, and I study another course, and it's like my week is full.
Yes.
But if I will think also of someone else that it can be relevant, I will give them your phone number also.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. I do actually have a little referral program. So if you refer people, I give you a percentage just to say thank you.
No, that's not for me. It's okay. That's not the reason I do it.
No, I know.
I love to help people.
Yeah.
This is the way I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you see, my reasoning is saying, well, if you do that, then you pay for your own membership. You see, so if people want to do this and they refer people, then their membership is discounted or free, which is a nice way of giving back to them. So
it's very nice idea, yeah, but definitely. But I'm just like that. If I enjoy something, I will talk to other people. Just like I try to bring for tonight other people to come.
Yeah, thank you.
But okay, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was a very short. It was a very short intro into, but I think you got the gist of it.
I got the idea. Yeah, definitely.
And try it. And there's nothing. If you feel like you can spend some time every day doing this, join the program. As I said, we just started, so you just let me know, and I'll sign you up to the mailing list and to the WhatsApp group, and then join the live sessions. As I said, there's 2 a day, so you can join whatever you can. You're going to get the recordings. coming down to you after each live session, and see if you can make it work. And,
okay.
And then yeah, hopefully you'll join us for the
Thank
journey.
you. Thank you very much, and good luck to you, to all of you. And we'll be in touch. I will let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye. Okay, Ken.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.